Immersed in a sea shanty. The story goes, in fact, that Stan was inspired by the Friends of Fiddler's Green and their sea shanty singing ways to write the Barrett's Privateers. That there was the Summer Folk Festival, which now the lovely James Keelahan oversees, and back in the day, I think I grew up going to that festival every summer that I can remember, and one of those summers, apparently, that the Friends and Stan were both performing at the festival, Stan was inspired but also, I guess, a bbit jealous of the Friends and their shanty set, and he supposedly ran off to his hotel room and took 5 or 10 minutes to scribble one of what's become, one of the most renowned Canadian sea shanties that sounds like it's been around forever and was written by some sailor way back when, but in fact it was Stan just sticking it to the Friends of Fiddler's Green. So I chose this first song this evening because it is one, well, in true reciprocal folk fashion. I guess the Friends inspired Stan, and Stan inspired the Friends, and this song is one that I remember my dad singing, so it was one that I picked out of nostalgia. And then as I started learning the song, I wound up turning to some research to understand it more, and in fact to try and bring it into a more contemporary moment. How still lies the bay in the light western air, which blow from the crimson horizon. Once more we tack home with a dry, empty load, saving gas and the breeze is so fair. She's a kindly Cape Islander old, but still sound, now lost in the long liner's shadow. Make and break and make do, but the fish are so few. She won't be replaced should she flounder. It's hard not to think before the Great War, when the cod went so cheap and so plenty, foreign trawlers go by now with their long seeking eyes, taking all where we seldom take any. And the young folk don't stay with the fishermen's ways. Long ago they all moved to the city, and the ones left behind, old, tired and blind, can't work for a pound or a penny. In Make and Break Harbour the boats are so few, too many pulled up and rotten. Old houses stand empty, old nets hung to dry, blown away, lost and forgotten. Now it's 37 years since this song was written, 21 years since the cod moratorium. So much can change in a single generation, and we're still singing to keep them alive, to remember them. The one-piston make and break motors and the fishermen. To remember the largest industrial closure in the nation's history, the Department of Oceans and Fisheries' failure to intervene before it was too late, their gross miscalculation, their tragic mistake, vastly overestimating the cod population, setting quotas that allowed too much to be taken by the industrial trawlers, quotas too high, international drift nets 40 miles wide, catching everything in their path, on their insides. Call it what you will, Overfishing or a genocide, call it irreversible, call it all in the past. But in 1992, when the cod stock crashed, the moratorium was supposed to last 2 years. But it has never been lifted, because the cod stock has never regenerated. Now the focus has shifted to other fish that will soon be gone. Now there's a list as long as my arm of fish we shouldn't be taking from the sea, fish we shouldn't eat, full of mercury and PCBs. What is the song that we will sing to our children? Once upon a time there were fish in the ocean. Once upon a time there were fish in the ocean. Now I see big trawlers that stirred up the bay, leaving lobster tracks smashed at the bottom. And they think it don't pay to respect the old ways that make and break men have not forgotten. But we still take the time by the turn of the tide. And this boat that I built with my father still lifts the sky. One lover and I still talk like old friends on the water. In Make and Break Harbour, the boats are so few. Too many cold up and rotten. Old houses stand empty.